Hi everybody, my name is Jeff Whiteloffer and I'm with the System Center product group at Microsoft. Today we wanted to spend a little time with you and talk about the integration System Center Configuration Manager 2007 has achieved with Intel and their Intel vPro technology. When we were working with Intel, we focused on 4 core areas of integration. As you can see here, the first integration was around setup and configuration, or helping you get the activation of the vPro technology on your machines. We've done this by achieving an administrative console extension that allows you from our administrative console and configuration manager to do a supported connection out to the machines, either in-band or in out-of-band bare metal scenarios. In addition to that, we've also focused on things like discovery and inventory and auditing. Now, System Center has been known as an inventory tool for a long time, but we've extended that now with some of the vPro enablement and getting us lower level abilities to understand the Intel hardware level of the inventory services. In addition to that, we've also focused on things like remote console support. So organizations have the ability now with our vPro extensions to extend their help desk support scenarios to include things like remote connections, power control scenarios, and the various experiences that would sometimes require a desk-side visit. Finally, we've also enabled some of the power control scenarios to support other areas of System Center technology. System Center has been known as a product that does software distribution, software update management, and things like OS deployment that typically happen on a very routine basis. We've extended our existing Wake on LAN capabilities to also support the vPro Wake on LAN characteristics, so broadening the support for your out-of-band or lights-out style scenarios that organizations may be going through today. First, I'm going to click on the Site Management and go down to my Properties and show you how we've extended our Wake on LAN capabilities to also incorporate the support for vPro technology. In addition to that, we've also done some work around the ability to provide this power scenario control for advertisements. Now, in System Center Configuration Manager, there are several ways we can do advertisements. They could be as small as a software update that are released on a monthly basis. These could be complete applications like an Office or some other kind of third-party product. But they could also be larger packages like operating system packages that you want to deploy in situations where the user is not in front of the machine. Let's take a look at one of those. I've browsed down to my software distribution node in the Configuration Manager console. And if you see, I've selected the Advertisements node, and I'm going to go up and do the right-click Properties on my Windows 7 deployment package. If I select Properties here, you can see that I've got the abilities to go into my scheduling and select an enablement for Wake on LAN support. Now, typically what we'd want to do is not interrupt the user during a day-to-day operations scenario and do some of this kind of work when they're maybe not in front of the machine. So we can do some simple scheduling and add a scheduled process here to allow the machine to be woken up in the middle of the night, and in this scenario, do a Windows 7 deployment. In addition to this, we've also done some significant effort and investment with Intel to extend the out-of-band console support to connect to vPro machines remotely. Let's take a look at how that works. I'm going to browse to my collections list, select my All Systems node, and see on the right here I have a collection of machines that are listed as a collection membership here. Now, in front of me here, I have a couple of machines. I have an HP laptop and a Dell laptop. And I'm going to do some remote control power scenario demonstrations for you that are using the vPro chipset technology. We have an ability off of a collection to do a right-click and extend this with the ability to do out-of-band management support and enable power control right from the collection list itself. Typically, this would be a one-to-many style power control. But I could do things here like wake up, power down, or even restart an entire collection of computers. So let's see how that works. I'm going to select the power on and hit OK. And in front of me, you're going to see 2 machines in about a couple of seconds here start to wake up. Now, with our Service Pack 2 for Configuration Manager, we've actually extended this support to go beyond wired scenarios and wake up over wireless as well. So you can see here the HP in front of me is connected as a wired scenario, but the Dell on the left side here to me is actually running on a wireless connection. The experience is seamless to the administrator. He's simply executing a power on command. The other area I'd like to focus some attention on in the demonstration is around our power control support and our integration with the vPro chipsets to extend our help desk support to involve different reboot and power control scenarios. I'll select the power control menu option here, and you can see in the center I've got a collection of options that are available to me as a help desk technician. The first would be things like providing a normal reboot command sent to the machine. I could do an IDE redirect, which I'll come back to in one second. I can reboot to the BIOS remotely and view that and control it remotely. And also go through some of the different kind of vPro reboot scenarios of things like rebooting to Pixie services, or I want to also talk here about the IDE redirection. This one is a significantly powerful feature of our vPro integration. We have the ability through vPro to reboot remotely to a ISO file, to an image. That image could be things like a diagnostic tool set, it could be a complete OS rebuild, or something between those. But the concept here is I can reboot this machine and control the reboot into something I want to do from a help desk perspective. The one I want to demonstrate for you here is the reboot to BIOS. So I'm going to now select the BIOS and send a restart command to the machine. We're going to hit restart, say yes to that. And in front of me here, the HP machine, you should see the reboot commence in 1 second. Now I have the ability to view that remotely. So I can now go and select my serial connection. And in just a few minutes, you're going to see the BIOS come up both on the laptop that the user would see in front of them, as well as sitting here inside the remote console. Now this is where some of the really cool, powerful features come in with vPro. So I've booted the machine up now, and I've gone to my serial over LAN connection. And if I click into the main window here, I can now mirror and control remotely what the user is seeing in front of me here on the machine. So I can go across and just go through my different BIOS settings. I'll go over to the System Configuration tab, select my down arrow, and go into my boot options. And you can see now I'm controlling this machine and having the ability to select options and set those without having to actually be in front of the desktop. Now, sometimes that desktop visit could be things like a walk down the hallway, it could be a train or a plane ride, or a completely different city or continent. But vPro's integration to System Center provides us an ability to remotely control that capability and make those changes without having to get in front of the machine or ask the user to do it. So I've shown you a few things today about the integration between Microsoft's System Center Configuration Manager and Intel vPro technology. This engineering achievement is going to help organizations lower their total cost of ownership while at the same time achieve increased efficiency in the IT departments by increasing their help desk scenario support. If you'd like more information about this technology, you can visit the Microsoft System Center website as well as the Intel vPro Expert Center. Thanks for your time.